The thing that I liked was it wasn't just PIM testing. It wasn't our normal type of passive intermodulation testing. It was actually research-based. We were trying to gather data that we'd never gathered before at satellite level. So we were able to do a really complicated test on an actual flight spacecraft. Everything we had before was just, antenna level or other types of theoretical research. It was great because I had done some PIM testing in the past. I had taken an interest in it, and it's something that there's not a lot of people in the industry that know much about it. Luckily for me, we have some of the industry's PIM experts right at SSL, so they were able to help me, guide me through the process. And I really enjoyed it. Eventually we published a white paper on the subject, and we've been able to roll those findings back into our satellite designs. So to be able to even perform this testing, I needed to get clearance from numerous different departments. We had to get clearance from the thermal department, our antenna department, the cater test range folks, the program office, the program's program office, and then the customer themselves, because it's their satellite, so we needed to get them to agree that we could do this testing. Once we had everybody's approval that we could even do this, it took a lot of teamwork. We had to work cross-departmentally. We had to get a good test procedure in place where we were going to get the data we wanted, reliable, accurate data, without putting the satellite or other personnel at risk, because it was a pretty high-power test. So once we got all of that in place, I was there every step of the way, making sure that we got the data we wanted and that everything went well. And then, as I mentioned before, we have some of the PIM experts at SSL, so they were helping as well, and it was a really good experience, I think, for everybody. One of the things I like to tell new hires at SSL is that your career is what you make of it. The more responsibility you're willing to take on, the more responsibility the company will give you. If you're driven, if you're motivated, you'll be able to rise up, fairly quickly, I think. I think we have some really excellent mentors at the company, people that have been doing this longer than I've been alive. So talking to them, learning from them, listening to them, I think that's how you can grow and how somebody can grow very quickly at the company. So basically learn, listen, grow, and take on as much responsibility as you can. I would say for me, it's important to be honest, to show confidence, to take the utmost pride in my work, and to respect others. I think if you can live by those general principles, then you're bound to succeed. I would say do it. I love working in the satellite industry. I love working on things that go up into space, things that are going to be there for 20 years or more. I think that anybody who wants to should take on more and more responsibility as they feel comfortable with it, and definitely learn from those that came before you. I think that's the key thing I want to tell people is, just really learn from those that have been through it, because the industry is just based on that so much. So the satellite industry is relatively small. I think it's very important to keep the industry strong, and to keep the industry strong, I think we need to cultivate the next generation of engineers that are going to take it over. I know that I had great mentors, which is something I mentioned previously, and it's important for me to try to pass some of that back to others. Not only does it help them grow, it makes my life easier. It lets me take on higher and higher level tasks while people are fielding a lot of the day-to-day stuff that I used to do. So not only does it help me, but it helps them as well. I just think it's very important for an individual's success to help mentor them.